So this one started out as a dream about drug dealers making a drug transaction, and they were doing it in the middle of a mall. And security quickly saw them and apprehended them, as you might think that they would. And it's pretty much when I became lucid. So I was walking through the hallways of this mall, and it became like my high school. So I'm walking down the hallway, and I'm a little concerned about these drug dealers seeing me and kidnapping me or just killing me or something. Which I feel like most drug dealers don't just kidnap or kill anyone they see, but that's what I was feeling at the time. So I heard there was someone down the hall, maybe a security officer, and they say that there's a door to my right that I could hide in. So I entered, there's two doors to my right, and I enter the closer one. And inside is kind of like a locker room, but it's the principal's private locker room. And it's like connected to like a shower area and stuff. So he's in there shaving, and I'm like, hey, I was told I could hide here. And the principal was like, no, 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 it's the other door to the right. So I'm like, my bad, my bad. So I leave that room, and in the hallway, there's kind of just some free Keurig cups, like for coffee. So I took one, and then I went into that other doorway. And at first, I was thinking this doorway is still like pretty much connected to the main hall, so I feel like it's not really well hidden. But then I was like, it's a dream. If the drug dealers find me and stuff, it'll just be an opportunity to like exercise dream control and stuff by trying to make them disappear and stuff. So yeah, I'm in this break room with a coffee maker, and I use the Keurig cup to make the coffee. I'm not entirely sure how that works in real life, but the way I did it in the dream doesn't make any sense either. Um, but I did that. I made a cup of coffee, and then the dream changed, and so now I'm sitting in the same room actually, but in a desk in that room, and there's other students, and we're waiting for the teacher. We weren't waiting long because then the teacher comes in, and one of the students is complaining that this room is too exposed. It's connected to the main hallway, so it'll be easy for the drug dealers to find. And to which I refuted. I said the drug dealers themselves are hiding from the security officers, so they wouldn't be in roaming the main hallway. They would be in one of the more hidden rooms. So it's safer in this room that we're in, which oddly makes a little sense, which you really wouldn't expect for a dream. And then I wake up and dream chain. So now I was in what was kind of like it kind of looked like an airport lobby, but it also kind of looked like an AT&T store. And I was still lucid. And that lady who comes out in Freaky Friday, who plays the mom, to Lindsay Lohan's daughter. Well, not Lindsay Lohan's daughter, but the daughter of the mom. Anyways, she was my grandma in this dream. She had like gray hair and stuff, which I'm sure she has now. She's probably getting up in years now. But she comes toward me and gives me a hug. And yeah, I kind of just explore this store. Well, the grandma leads me outside actually, but on the way out, I'm just like admiring the dream and stuff, which this was my second lucid dream after like 9 days without any lucid dreams. So I was pretty happy to be there. So we leave the store, and my mom comes to greet me. My real life mom. That actress is not my grandma, but this was my real life mom. And yeah, I meet her in front of her car, and then we go back into the store. And so on the way back into the store with my mom, I remembered how Tifero made a recent video about how to make lucid dreams more fun. And he pretty much says to kind of go along with the story that the dream is making up for you. So I decide to do that. I follow my mom back into the store. And as we're walking back in still, I started thinking about what stuff I was wanting to remember to do while I'm in a lucid dream. And that one thing which I've really been trying to remember to do is to do reality checks in the dream to make it last longer and be more stable. So I did one at that point as we were walking through the door. And once we were back inside the building, like 3 steps inside the building, all the lights closed. And I guess the building was closed. So we left again. And my mom went to complain to someone at the outdoor counter. So there was a counter outside the building. So she went and she told him that she had bought something, but she forgot to take it with her outside of the store. She had forgotten it in the store. So the lady at the counter reaches behind her to the products and gives her whatever it was that she had bought. I don't remember what it was. And then the dream changed again. So yeah, lots of dream changing in this one. Not incredible stability. But I remembered to dream chain, CHAIN. So it ended up being a longer experience overall. I actually might end up cutting out some bits because the video might be a little long just because of how many dream chains I did. So then I lost lucidity and it became a regular dream. But eventually I became lucid again in a bathroom and I was in some kind of like school camp type of thing. And I was looking in the mirror and I had a bunch of pimples on my face, which I didn't recognize because I don't have that many pimples in real life. So then I looked closer and saw that they were mosquito bites. And I guess that was weird enough for me to do a reality check. So I did a reality check and yeah, realized it was a dream. Left through the bathroom door and kind of flew towards the front door of this building I was in. And this building was like a treehouse building. It was at the top of a tall tree. And so I was about to fly out of the treehouse thing, but remembered that I didn't want to fly, like for the reason I always mention. So I decide to climb down slowly. But as I do, I start to get this weird woozy type of feeling, and a dream changes again. Actually, then I have a false awakening, and I was thinking that I was really awake. Same story that happens pretty often. Tried to dream chain, but wasn't able to go back to sleep, probably because I was already asleep. So I gave up, but I did a reality check because now I always do a reality check whenever I give up on a dream chain when I think it failed, for occasions exactly like this. So I realized it was a dream, and as I was trying to dream chain before I did the reality check, the dream kind of started changing, and now I was still in my bed, but I was playing a Spider-Man video game, which I'm playing a Spider-Man video game in real life, an old one. So yeah, once I became lucid, I was still playing this game, but now I was controlling it like with my hands. So there was a lot of QTEs, but rather than press A, press X, it was point down with your right hand and then point down with your left hand, or kick with your right leg and then with your left leg. So I was thinking, how can I get myself into the point of view of Spider-Man in this video game? Because that would be a much more interesting lucid dream. But I guess I could have visualized, that what it would look like just to be in his shoes. But I decided to just get up from the bed and to leave through my front door. Just much easier. So I leave my room and I'm going towards the front door to leave the house as well. But there's people doing construction on the front door. There was kind of like a wooden beam just going straight through the front door. But I was still able to open it and kind of squeeze past all the construction dudes. And then I lose lucidity again. So now I'm not lucidly walking down the street, and it becomes like a dream where I'm new in this town, and it's Salt Lake City. I think that's a real town or city. But yeah, I'm just walking down, and it's really a sunny, happy scene. There's people all around. They're having like a fair or a farmer's market or one of those. and it looks really fun. And so I eventually get to where I'm going, which is to hang out with some friends, and they asked me how I like the city, and I have some notes, some complaints, but I was still pretty happy to be there. And then I became lucid again, and so and then this is weird. So I started like that whole not lucid part of the dream replayed, but now I was lucid. And so I had the choice to change stuff, but I just did it all exactly the same and ended up exactly where I was, where I became lucid. Um, and I don't think that happened in real time. I think that whole replay kind of just happened in a split second, now that I think about it. But then I got hit with this weird feeling of disorientation and nausea. I don't think I've ever felt that in a lucid dream before. So that's two new things. And then I wake up again and I decide not to dream chain. And that was it. So I remembered to reality check finally. I hope I remember to do it more often. Wait a second. Actually, I also remembered to reality check when I was leaving through my front door just before losing lucidity. And the whole point of reality checking in the lucid dream for me was to stay lucid longer. But I did regain lucidity eventually. Maybe if I hadn't done that reality check, I would have just stayed not lucid. I don't know. It was definitely a longer sequence of lucid dreams. But I think that's just because of the dream chaining. I'm a big fan of that. But that was my second night in a row having a lucid dream. And then the following night, which was last night, I had another lucid dream. So that's 3 in a row. So cleaning my room definitely looks like it helped a bunch. I think every week I'm gonna just really quick dust, vacuum, lint roll my room just to make sure I keep having as many lucid dreams as possible. And hopefully, the more I have, the better control I will end up developing. I really should just look up how to control lucid dreams, how to have better control. I looked at a video by Tifero, I think. What did he say? One of his tips was mental flying. So flying just by like visualizing it. Or that's one way to do it, I guess. Another thing was narration, which actually I have been doing a little bit. I don't think I did it in these past 3 nights, but I have done it a number of times since I saw that video. And I think there was a third thing he said, if not more. Oh, dream chaining. Is that what he said? I don't remember. I'll go back and look at that video maybe sometime if I remember to do so. I don't really like looking up those how-to videos for lucid dreaming because I feel like if I end up watching a bunch of those, it's just going to be so much new information that I'm not going to remember any of it. So I only like to watch like one of them occasionally. But it has been a while since I've seen one of those, so it wouldn't hurt, I think. But I think I've gotten pretty good at like flying when I want to, manifesting stuff when I want to, making dream characters do stuff or stop doing stuff when I want to, like stop attacking me, for example. Moving stuff with, hand motion commands, all the stuff basically. One thing I do want to get better at is changing the dream environment entirely, specifically to one that I'm imagining. I tried to do that in the last video I mentioned. I tried to change the dream into a beach scene. That didn't quite work. So I guess I'll work on that next. So maybe I'll go and look up how to change a dreamscape or how to do that. What I really want is to be able to just maintain my lucidity. Like sometimes I'll just completely forget that I'm in a lucid dream. And sometimes I don't lose lucidity like that. But the dream kind of sweeps me away where things are happening and it gets kind of crazy and then I wake up. So I guess what I want is to be able to make the dream calm and, to keep the reins on it. It's kind of like being on one of those mechanical bulls and just trying not to let it throw you off. But I want to make the bull calm down, you know? Maybe if I just like take some deep breaths, I'm sure that would work. I guess the problem is I need to realize that it's happening before it gets so out of hand that I wake up or just lose lucidity completely. Which I think just having better focus would help with that. My focus has been improving lately in my meditations. It used to be that my concentration would be like a 1 out of 5. In the past few months, it's more been on average a 3, maybe a 2.5. But for the past few days, it's been like a 4 out of 5. So I want to see how many days in a row I can do that. And I think once that becomes a habit, once I just have really good concentration every day without it being too much of a challenge, right? Like once it becomes a habit to just have really good concentration, then I think maybe it'll be easier to keep those lucid dreams more calm and more stable for longer periods of time. Because when you're awake and you lose your concentration, you start daydreaming and you start, imagining this hypothetical situation. You start thinking about this thing that happened and just becomes a wild train of thought. But if you lose concentration in a dream, it becomes a wild dream. So yeah, I think as my concentration improves over time with meditation, regular everyday meditation, that won't be too much of a problem anymore. But I've already rambled for a very long time. Anyways, thanks for listening to my ramble. I'm gonna keep at it. Practice makes perfect. So see you next time. Thanks for watching.